When you look up at the night sky, what do you see? Darkness, silence, endless emptiness stretching beyond imagination. But what if that darkness is not empty at all? What if space, the vast ocean between stars, is not a void but a wheel? Stay with me till the end because the deeper we look into what empty truly means, the more unsettling and fascinating the answer becomes. For centuries, humans believed space was simply nothingness, a vacuum, a cold, silent abyss. But modern physics quietly shattered that idea. Even in the deepest vacuum, particles flicker into existence and disappear. Energy fields hum invisibly. Radiation moves through the dark. What we call empty is actually structured. It is a sea of quantum activity, restless, alive in ways our senses cannot detect. Emptiness, it turns out, is not empty. It is simply beyond perception. At unimaginably small scales, space behaves like a bubbling foam. Virtual particles appear and vanish in fractions of a second. Energy fluctuates constantly. Fields stretch across the universe. The vacuum is not silent, it vibrates. If existence at its most fundamental level is vibration, then space is not absence, it is potential. And potential is fertile ground. Long before telescopes, mystics spoke of realms layered within realms. Yogic traditions described subtle worlds, interpreting the physical one, unseen dimensions occupying the same space, not far away. They suggested that reality is layered like frequencies on a radio. You cannot hear every station at once, but that does not mean the other signals are absent. We often imagine extraterrestrials as physical creatures, biological forms traveling through spacecraft. But what if life does not always require flesh? On Earth, we already know life adapts to extreme environments: deep ocean vents, frozen tundras, radiation heavy zones. So, why assume life elsewhere must resemble us? Some physicists even speculate about non biological life, entities formed from plasma, magnetic fields, or patterns of energy. If consciousness can emerge from complex systems, why limit the materials it can use? Here is a humbling truth: your senses detect only a narrow band of reality. You see a tiny slice of the electromagnetic spectrum. You hear a limited range of frequencies. You feel only certain forms of matter. Radio waves pass through you constantly. Dark matter surrounds galaxies invisibly. Neutrinos stream through your body by the trillions each second. If so much already escapes detection, how confident can we be that space is empty? Astronomers estimate that ordinary matter, stars, planets, gas, makes up only a small fraction of the universe. The rest, dark matter and dark energy. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them, but their gravitational influence shapes galaxies. The majority of the cosmos is invisible, and invisibility does not equal absence. There is a quiet idea often explored in mystic musings. What you call empty is simply what you have not yet learned to see. Every scientific breakthrough began with that realization. Air once seemed empty until we discovered oxygen. The body once seemed solid until we saw atoms. Space once seemed void until we saw quantum fields. Ignorance is often mistaken for emptiness. Could consciousness exist without form? Now, the deeper question: could there be forms of awareness not bound to matter as we know it? Some theories in physics explore the idea that information is fundamental, that reality itself may be informational at its core. If consciousness is linked to information patterns rather than specific biological hardware, then the universe could host forms of awareness we cannot recognize. Not ghosts, not mythological beings, but structures of information sustained by energy fields. Strange, yet not impossible. Then comes the Fermi paradox. If life is common, why don't we see it? Maybe because we are looking for reflections of ourselves. Radio signals, metal ships, biological chemistry. But what if advanced civilizations move beyond matter heavy existence? What if they inhabit energy efficient states invisible to crude detection methods? Or perhaps life is rare, but not non existent. The silence of space may not mean emptiness, it may mean subtly. There is another layer to this question. When humans stare into vast emptiness, they project fear, wonder, loneliness. We crave companionship in the cosmos. But whether or not hidden beings exist, the greater revelation is this: the universe is far less simple than it appears, and humility is the first step towards discovery. So, is space really empty? No. Even scientifically, it teems with energy, particles, and invisible forces. So, is it full of hidden beings? We do not know, but we know this: the majority of existence is unseen. And history has shown, and what is unseen today often becomes understood tomorrow. The night sky may not be a void, it may be a wheel. If this journey expanded your perspective, share it with someone who believes space is just darkness. Like this video if you have ever felt that the universe is more alive than it looks. And subscribe for more explorations into consciousness, cosmic mysteries, and the unseen layers of reality. Because sometimes the greatest discoveries begin with one simple question: what if empty was never empty at all?